Hi Chandrika, happy St. Patrick's Day, and to Jim and to Eva and to Gavin and everyone in Fishamble. I hope you're having a really great day today. It's a strange one. I'm self-isolating like the rest of you. Just want to share a few thoughts that you asked me to about St. Patrick's Day over the years. I remember growing up in Cove in Cork and going to school. I remember right back really to maybe I was about 4 or 5 years of age. I remember really getting excited about Patrick's Day, and you'd have your rosette or your little harp with the tricolour on it like that, and being so proud to wear it. Like it was a real sense of pride and love for your country and St. Patrick. My name is Patrick, so the nuns were brilliant to me. I remember Sister Dominic and Sister Annunciata and Sister Augustine, all these great names. And they would always say to me on Patrick's Day, they'd say, "Remember now, Pat, this is your feast day," they'd say to me. And I'd be really, really proud. And we'd have the best of gear on there. My ma was brilliant. She'd have the best of shoes on us, all shiny and all done up, going down to the church, the Norwood Church. So yeah, I remember back, that was an amazing time on Patrick's Day every year. We really didn't have parades as such, but it was just that thing of going down and everyone be together on Patrick's Day and wearing as much green as you could, because it was my feast day. Yeah. So and then I'm just thinking, you were asking me, Chandrika, about, being away for Patrick's Day then later on in life. I remember the first time, not been lonely, but I suppose you have been isolated for the first time on Patrick's Day. It was in 1993, and the Abbey were in full tilt with Dancing at Lunasa, and there was a cast on Broadway, and there was a cast in the West End, and then we were the cast that got to go to Australia. And it was mad, and there was the brilliant cast. Des Cave, amazing man. John Olin, superb, amazing man. Orla Charlton, brilliant. Maria McDermott Rowe, fantastic. Marion O'Dwyer, Michelle Forbes, and beautiful Noel Brown. And then little old me, I was only a young fella, I was only 24. We were down in Adelaide. We were in Australia for about 5 months. So we worked really hard, but we also ate a lot and we also drank a lot. And I remember nothing about Patrick's Day. I don't remember anything about it. I'm sure the others will know something, but we went mental on Patrick's Day in Adelaide. So yeah, there's that one, that's gone. But great memories around that tour, and we were very, very lucky. I was a very lucky young man to be chosen to be a part of it, and to be a part of that cast. And loads of those people on that cast are friends of mine for life because of that. And I loved them. And we had a great sense of pride and love of being Irish, because we were on a tour, we were representing our country as such, the National Theatre. And it was always my dream as a young boy to be a part of the National Theatre, and I still am very proud of the National Theatre. It's amazing. And we have to be thankful and really grateful for all the chances we get, don't we? Anyway, then I remember my next time being away for Patrick's Day I was in Rome, and my boy Kez was only 5 months old, and Fanula and himself came out to Rome because I was there on standby for 3 weeks in a movie called Gangs of New York. And I am on a squeaky chair, but I didn't end up in it at all. I think I must have been awful because they cut me out of it completely. I only had one scene and that was cut out of it. So I must have been brutal. I was probably really, really nervous, and it came across. Anyway, but I didn't care because I got 3 weeks in a hotel called La Locanda de Ciocca, just outside Cinecittà in Rome. There was a big cast in it, and I remember meeting out there. I was really nervous, and he just passed me by, and it was the wonderful Brendan Gleeson, and he was really, really a gentleman to me. I'll never forget his kindness. And he said, "You'll be all right, and it's great that you're in this." And yeah, but I didn't end up in it anyway, so why harm? But the best thing was meeting him and saying hello to him and seeing him do so brilliantly and so well, because he's an amazing actor. So yeah, that was Gangs in New York. And then when I was out there, I remember Patrick's Day going to a place called the Dubliner pub out there, but it was really quiet in Rome because of the foot and mouth. So that's kind of like today, really. Anyway, then in 2014 was the next time I was away, and I was in Los Angeles. And we had been there before. I was there with Jim and all the Fishamblers, and thanks to the Arts Council and Culture Ireland, amazing to us. And this was I think our third time there. I was there with Silent and Forgotten, and on Patrick's Day, or the night before Patrick's Day, well, it would have been Patrick's morning actually, it was about 5 o'clock in the morning. It was our first night there, and I remember being thrown all over the room. The bed shook and went all over the room, and I didn't know what it was, and I found out that it was an earthquake. So that was my first experience of an earthquake. And then, to be honest with you, I was fine, but it was about 3 days later I got freaked out, because I was kind of going, that's really mad. And then about 4 days later I was on stage, and I lost my footing, and I knew that was really odd. And I remember talking to some of the audience afterwards, and they said they were thrown all over the place on their chairs. So I didn't know that was another earthquake. So there you go, Patrick's Day, earthquake 2014. I don't know, it must be jinxed or something like that. But anyway, I'm happy, so it's fine. In 2018, we were in Los Angeles again, and it was the night before St. Patrick's Day, and in the audience was Natalie Portman, Liza Minnelli, Tom Hanks. No, they weren't. They weren't there at all. There was nobody. Well, actually, there was. There was two brilliant, amazing Irish people in the audience. One was the gentleman that is Colin Farrell, and the very beautiful and amazing Fionnuala Flanagan. And I was just so delighted that they came, and they were really, really lovely, and I was very honoured that they were there. And it was amazing to see Colin very briefly afterwards, and just amazing to see him doing so brilliantly in his career. Just amazing man, an utter gentleman. And met Fionnuala afterwards very briefly, an absolute lady, legend of a woman. So the next day was Patrick's Day, and I came into work, and the lads handed me a basket, and it was a beautiful basket left in by the amazing Fionnuala Flanagan. And it was a basket with soda bread in it, and a knife and dairy gold butter to make me feel at home for Patrick's Day, just in case I was feeling lonely. And I was blown away by it. I couldn't believe it. And I had loads of soda bread after the show, and I gave people little bits of the soda bread, and I brought some home with me. And I didn't want to eat it because it was just, it was an amazing thing to do. I'll never forget her for it. So that was Patrick's Day 2018. And then last year I was in Washington, and I was there for Patrick's Day, and the lads, all the Fishamblers had gone home, so I was kind of there by myself for the day, but I was really well looked after. And like we forget really how how we're loved all over the world, Irish people. We ought to be, because I think we underestimate ourselves in our kindness and our lovingness. And they were amazing to me, and they took me out afterwards and they fed me and they made sure I was okay, and we just sang and danced, and everyone, you know, that I met on the day was saying, "My God, your name is Pat, you're Paddy, oh my God, it's so lovely to meet an Irish person on Paddy's Day," and had taken photographs of me. I don't know why they were taking photographs of me, but anyway. But yeah, so we're just saying, really, to round things off, that I hope everybody is feeling really safe and not too isolated today. And I hope you're feeling proud to be Irish and you're feeling a lot of love. So happy St. Patrick's Day, and wherever you are, and think about all your friends and your family with love, and especially all of the nurses and doctors and healthcare staff all over the country that are going through a very hard time right now. So I'm praying for them, and that's it really. Bye everybody, stay safe. Bye. You'll never beat the Irish.